Hello, hello. This is Christina, your host today, and today's new episode of KSM Podcast Going Business Online with Christina. And I'm super happy today, to be honest, to have my special guest speaker, Martin Potkonjak. Martin, welcome to the new episode of KSM Podcast.
Hello, Christina, and thank you for having me. I'm really glad I have this opportunity to speak with you and your fans and your audience. So, yeah, I'm really glad to be the part of this podcast, especially since it's regarding online business and growing businesses. So, a bit of me, a bit about my background. I'm a software engineer, and I focus currently on AI. Yeah, throughout my career, I did software engineering mostly, and then I transferred and did a bit of lecturing and education. And currently, I'm helping small and medium-sized businesses achieve their best possible solutions, or some of the processes being automated using the AI technology that's currently most active and trending.
Oh, that's amazing. And Martin, I'm super happy to have you today, and you mentioned about that you're a software engineer and yeah, and you're so engaged with and including in educational part and lecturing about AI. And you know, we mentioned that you live in Serbia.
Oh yeah, so yeah,
For
I'm,
our audience to know
I,
that you are in
yeah,
Southeast Europe, in Serbia, in
yeah.
Belgrade.
I'm living in Belgrade, yes, in Serbia.
Yes, yes. And so what I wanted to ask you, what uh, you mentioned about your background and uh, as a software engineer, and did you work some, you work still at the moment and for and working in the area of AI, but do you have some previous experience as software engineer working something else, either that you start doing that in terms of AI?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, so for example, yeah, let me like expand a bit about myself and tell you like my story. Uh,
Here
so
you are, here you go.
so since I was a little child, I always wanted to explore technology, not just technology, but at exact small point how things work. And so when I got a toy, I used to like disassemble the toy and see what are the small parts, the smallest parts, and then try to reassemble the toy again. So I was always curious and had a curious mind about things, and that's I think when I started liking the technology, and my father bought the first computer that we used as a family computer, PC, personal computer, yeah, and it was like 25 years ago. It was a lot of time ago. I mean, I'm still quite young. I feel like it by at least. So yeah, that's my first contact with the technology and with the computer. So since then, I always like to expand my knowledge and learn new things, new programs at the moment. So basically, at that point, it was mostly games, but there were a lot of other things that I could learn. So yeah, since the elementary school, I was introduced to first, it's not a programming language, but it's a way of outlining your words and your thoughts on the web. So it's called an HTML. It's a markup language. And there I got introduced to web developing and assembling websites that can be used to promote or whatever needed for one business. Uh, and since then, there's like a high school moment where I got more into languages and learning languages. So yeah, I went to like a bilingual school. It's called the Third Grammar School, where they had two bilingual classes or programs. I went to an Italian one, and before that, I learned French. So learning and AI is mostly about languages, which I'll talk about a bit later. And after that, I wanted to explore a bit about the technology. I was always passionate about that, so that's when I enrolled in the Electrical University of Belgrade School of Electrical Engineering, where I pursued telecommunications for 3 years, and then I transferred to it's called the Faculty of Computing here in Belgrade. where I studied software engineering. So I have a bit background in electrical engineering as well, but mostly in software engineering, which I'm pursuing right now as my career, as my passion, and as my goal. So yeah, I was when I was small. There's a funny actually story. My mother loves flowering and watering flowers or being around plants, and she knows a lot about them. And quite the opposite, don't know anything about it. So I wanted to make a program for her, a software program which would use AI. So it was maybe 12 years ago, actually, not so far ago, but not so trending at that time, the AI technology. And I made a program where she can use her telephone camera and scan a plant, and the AI would tell her the exact flower it is, how she can proceed to nurture it and be around that plant, and even the Latin words, or so a lot of descriptions about a plant, a lot of examples about it. And I was really excited to show it to her, because she can be the real person to tell me if it was actually good, if it was helpful or not. So that's when I actually thought about AI and in every day, but not just every day, in small businesses that can grow, that can be optimized, that can be automated in such a way that people can fully be automated and regulated through some kind of an AI. So yeah, there are a lot of malicious things as well that can be done with AI. So there we can talk about that later as well. The regulations that need to be established for using these technologies, especially because there are a lot of things on the internet, and a lot can be done. And I hope that this podcast, and not just this podcast, but through this communication, we can spread some awareness as well for using the AI technology, and the best implications and the best ways to use it. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's one example about that flowering gap that I made. And since then, thankfully, I got the chance to be a lecturer in, it's called the Belgrade Institute of Technology, where I it's called a boot camp, where we learn newcomers how to use the technology, how to adapt to new technologies, and most importantly, in real life examples, how they can use those kind of uh, technologies in everyday life and actually become engineers, just like uh, a lot of people are. So yeah, through that I kind of learned how to communicate with people, but not just that, how to translate pretty high-end concepts, pretty complex concepts in everyday words that people that do not have some technical background can understand pretty well and pretty easily use them in everyday life communication. And I think spreading awareness and knowledge about these technologies is pretty important. And in these days, I think even more, because AI is all around the world. It's mostly everything is right now AI generated in some form or way, uh, or at least tends to be. So yeah, if we are using it, we should like know how to use it. And my best advice for now is to look at the official websites that are producing those kind of technologies and those kind of AI models. Not go around, because a lot of people can use it for not so good cause. Yeah.
Yeah, and Martin, thank you. Yeah, and I'm really impressed with your background and how you started, like as a child, as a kid, helping your mom to. It's really amazing. And I said that I have many guest speakers, but your story is really impressive, because you started with this and start from your family, let's say, like, and
Yeah.
to grow, and to get back on field of AI. As you mentioned, I think that just from my, you're an expert. That's you lecture people how to do that, because and I wasn't that, let's say, web like a course. However, what we can say it. But also when you mentioned that about AI, people need to know how to use it, because if they are not educated, if they don't have education about it, maybe they will go to the wrong way in some way, because especially people need AI is such a great tool. It's very helpful, but we need to learn how to use it. Can you share with us about it? Because people have to have awareness about something and how to
Definitely.
use that.
Yeah, definitely. So, of course, so my best advice is, of course, when using it for business wise, first of all, let me say just one thing. Yeah, when using these kind of technology, especially the most advanced ones and the most let's say marketed ones, which are most famous, like OpenAI's ChatGPT, Google's Gemini, it's we should spread awareness that they can make mistakes, and none of these systems are perfect. I mean, just like we humans, we tend to make mistakes, and it's a pretty normal thing, and we should not be scared of mistakes. We can learn upon them and improve ourselves based on those mistakes that we made. So just like humans, the AI as well can make mistakes, and we should really trust those mistakes, meaning that nothing can be fully automated in a way that we have sometimes to check the information that the AI provides us. So we cannot fully commit to trusting the AI because yeah, there are a lot of cases that it can make mistakes. It's called in the terminology of AI when the models start to hallucinate. So yeah, they tend to think of information that does not exist, and yeah, that can be a big problem. So one way of using it, especially for business, we will like say that we have some knowledge about the business we're doing. We are educated in that field, and thus we can ask a better prompt or ask a better question regarding that, because we're in the terminology, we know the field that we're trying to educate people, or trying to accomplish some things in business. So yeah, first thing is knowledge of the product that we're using, or the service that we're providing, or the information that we're gathering or trying to pass on. So yeah, the first thing is this, having some pre-knowledge about the team that we're trying to expand. So based on that, we can later more likely check for errors that the AI produced, and we should always check the things that the AI produces. And there were a lot of cases where people depended upon AI, which is not a good thing. We should always have some things that are manual. I mean, I'm all for digitalizing and going into the digital world, since everything is right now automated and trying to be in that way. But still, there are a lot of things that need to be manual, or at least human to human. I mean, at the end of the day, we are the ones that are creating the technology. So there has to be a human touch in everything, at least for now. I mean, in every day and every time in the future as well, I think. And there are a lot of controversies regarding the AI, at least nowadays. And yeah, it's mostly about the copywriting, about the usage, about the information it provides, about misusages as well for malicious things, which can as well be used pretty much. But just like in every day, in every profession, there are a lot of good things that can be learned, and there are a lot of bad things that can be learned. So for the regulation to be pretty good, there has to be some bad things as well, so we can learn upon them and try and make mistakes on purpose. So the one controversy is that we'll lose jobs because of the AI. My opinion is that we are not going to lose jobs. Maybe some jobs will be more automated. Maybe it will be more helpful. For example, I'm in touch with a lot of small and medium-sized businesses, which do not, for example, have a lot of money for the workforce. So they cannot pay a lot of people that will be working in HR, in marketing, in a lot of fields. So they have to, in some kind, depend on AI, or at least if they want to be successful and rolling and uh, growing as a business, some kind of another tool has to be used. If you do not want to be like overworked, or in some cases you get stressed pretty much. So it can be a lot of help, because especially now there are a lot of AI agents that can be used, which they can like use your computer. They can automate things like create folders. Out of those folders, they can send the information. They can gather information about your clients. So there are a lot of things they can analyze. They can filter. They can format things in your in your way. So there are a lot of use cases, but yeah, one controversy. Let me finish my thought about lack of jobs.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, so about the lack of jobs, I don't think that there will be a lack of jobs. And since I am a software engineer, there's also a saying that we will be replaced in one point. So my thought is that we will not be replaced, but people that are using AI and in that field are going to replace people that are not using it. So that's the kind of thing I'm trying to spread the knowledge about people that do not use AI. So especially here in Serbia, I had a chance to visit a lot of small places, small cities, small villages as well, where people are not keen on using such technologies, and they rely and depend on manufacturing or human-to-human interaction. So when I go there and show them that you can use this kind of tools for a small piece of um, uh, place in your business, and it can improve even more, and you can see how many things you can do more. And that's the kind of thing that inspires me. For example, uh, uh, that kind of using, because uh, everyone should be in terms of technology informed, and thus making it using it, and thus you should be using the technology. So yeah, by being just informed, that's not enough. You should like type your things, use your prompts, use your words, see how it works on your skin. In the end, it might not be for you, but you'll still be informed and know what can be done, what can't be done. And that can a lot mean for your business and for your knowledge and awareness about the world we're living in right now. Since there's an information I actually read that like 10 or 15 percent of content generated on the internet right now is AI generated. So that's actually a lot of percent. I think 10 or 15, I cannot remember, but exactly, but somewhere in between. So that's a lot of content that's generated by AI. So people, by using the AI, can make some kind of feel about what is or what is not AI generated, and thus protecting themselves from believing all kinds of things that can be read throughout the internet or through some forums or whatever. There are a lot of things that are misplaced, and misjudgment can happen all the time. So that's why using this technology can also provide protection for yourself, but not just for business. Actually, AI can be used every day for learning new things, which is actually really, really good, and learning new skills, and making you receive some kind of encouragement. Because based on how I look at these things, when you have the knowledge, you're more courageous. You know what you're talking about, you know what you're speaking about, and people using these kind of technologies can gather a lot more courage speaking about some things that they did not know prior to that. So I'm not saying they can become an expert, but they can go that way. They can see the path where they can learn a new skill and use it in everyday life, and even apply that to their business, which is pretty helpful in the end of the day.
Yeah, and when you mention, there are people who don't have awareness still about AI, and I don't want to say that they are afraid, but if they are not aware of that, and they not, as you mentioned, to use for their business, small businesses or whatever, they need something to learn. They need to be educated about something that they can know how to use it. Also, for example, about all information that are punctual, you know, because of the end of the day or whenever, do you think that how we can check it out when we research something, you know, and get information about it, is that information, you know, you can see to the end, you know, that to the end of when you put something, some prompt, you can see that you can know disclaimer, but it says it doesn't mean that all information are, you know, true. And however, so, and what will be difference between paid, monthly paid AI and GPT open AI for free? Like how we can generate information? Is it in payment also? This is like a question which I have in my mind at the moment.
So there are some few differences between the paid or subscribed plan that you can use on the OpenAI, at least on OpenAI platform, which is ChatGPT model. So one difference is that when you create a prompt, there are certain techniques, certain ways that you're creating it, but the model does not understand the words. It's trying to transform it using some transformers, decoders, encoders, and at the end, it's called a token. So the AI understands those tokens, and the token represents actually the content or the context of your prompt. And the more words you're using, the more context it is provided, and the more words it needs to analyze. So one difference is when you pay, you have more context unlocked, and you can create larger prompts, more detailed ones and specific ones. So that's one thing. Another thing is that you will most likely be provided with some of the features that the free tier does not provide, such as using the deep research more times, creating higher quality images, videos, some other features like agent mode, which is represented right now a few days ago by the OpenAI company. So the more you go with the plans, the more context you unlock, the more features you unlock, you'll get less time waiting for a prompt to appear. So yeah, and you'll even unlock a more bigger models, which are the large language models. That's how they're called, the LLMs. So basically they're called like that because they learned on languages just like we speak right now. So by way of understanding those words and the language, they tokenize those words and use them as a token. So yeah, currently there's a program which I'm a lecturer at. It's called How to Grow Business, or How to improve business using the AI technologies for small and medium businesses. And yeah, there are actually a lot of examples there where we can use technology such as Zapier, which is a platform that I use oftenly for automating processes, like when received an email, update it and note it in an Excel file. After that, create a folder on your computer, which will be regarding that specific client, or even improving upon that and answering the email back with the specific information regarding some information collected about the user. And yeah, so there are a lot of things and processes which can be worked upon and included, integrated into any kind of small business. Even the little ones, the little problems which we think about that are most likely repetitive are the ones that we should tackle on first and try to automate that and see if it works and suits our needs. Then we can try and see what are the other things that we can improve in our business and use it in everyday tasks that we are receiving. The best way to use a prompt and how to use it is by teaching it your way of thinking and going through smaller steps. So for example, we got a problem and we get a task at our job which cannot be done in like a few minutes. So let's say a complex task which needs a lot of platforms, using a lot of platforms in the same time. And that's the kind of thing that we can learn those models. For example, ChatGPT can be learned to some kind of automation by telling it to first tackle the first part of the task, then the second part, and the third part, and then we can let it go and try and see how it will behave on the full task, on the complex one. And yeah, those are the kind of things that we can learn and do, but we need our words, we need to test it by our own, we need to practice using it. So yeah, everything, just like everything in the world, without practice we cannot succeed. I mean, we cannot achieve those perfect words or achieve the perfect result. I mean, we are only tending to achieve the perfect. I think there are a lot of things that could be done to achieve the perfectness, but yeah.
Yeah, and you, Martin, this is such a huge topic, so I can ask you many questions, but sometimes it's time consuming, so we cannot, I have many things, I have many questions at the moment in my mind, because in terms of KSM Podcast Growing Business Owner with Christina is also dedicated to help people, small business owners, males, females, to spread the word about their business and be on global level, let's say, and just to connect. And also, but what do you think, what is the most useful way to help small business owner to help them about using AI at the moment? Just maybe because this is so question for every single, anywhere in the world
Yeah.
using AI for. What is your experience? You do that in Serbia, but also we are part of the world, so it doesn't
Yes.
matter where we are based.
It's an international problem, I would say, not just here. But
Yes, of course.
not a problem. Let's not say
No,
it.
no problem. It's like
Yeah. So the first thing that a business should take into account is digitalizing their information, their business information. So let's say we have a manufacturing of cars. So, and we use a notebook, and those kind of things can be firstly noted in some kind of a software, for example, Excel, Word, whatever software is provided, even the free ones are pretty useful. And so by digitalizing those products, these information, these services that you're providing, you get a clear picture by then being able to analyze those things pretty clearly and more efficiently. So by you having to turn pages and use another notebook or whatever, that is not how it should be done. But if you want to use AI to automate and improve your business. So firstly, the first thing you should do is try to digitalize as much information as possible regarding your business, your clients, and then there are a lot of things that you can do to improve it. So for example, yeah, the automation is currently one of the most used ones and most talked about, those AI agents that we call them. So it's basically so in terminology of AI, it's called an MCP, so it's called the Model Context Protocol. It's one way of integrating another app and talking with another app. So let's say you're using an AI app, ChatGPT, and you wanted to go to Gmail, your Google account, and read some of your unread messages and make a summary out of those and outline the most needed information from those emails, and then using another AI agent to go into Google spreadsheet and update the columns about those things that you have just analyzed from the emails, and later use a third agent that can be used for sending those emails, or maybe creating some personal how do I say, like marketing information, yeah, as well. I mean, it's all about the information at the end of the day. So how you present the information, how you collect the information, how you analyze it in some way. So yeah, that's one thing that is mostly used nowadays, those agents which can pretty much if you're at the end of the day small business, you don't have money to hire someone like people that will be analyzing the data analysis. That is one of the ways that you can use it. So, for example, if you don't have money for creating a landing page, I mean, which is okay, like a pretty basic thing, but why spend a lot of money when right now you can use an AI agent and just consult with someone, or use few of those AI agents, or use some of those to actually help you create your landing page and see how it works. So there are a lot of websites, platforms right now that can really help you with those things. So knowing how to research them and how to find them is one way, because right now there are a lot of businesses that are wrappers around those big companies that are using their infrastructure at the end of the day to power their business, and it can lead to a lot of imperfections, and being able to be informed about the real ones is by going to an official website, which is OpenAI, which is Google, which is Microsoft, which is Meta for Facebook, Instagram, and try to find information there. So there are a lot of official documentation by those companies provided to public, so they can be pretty well informed about not just what their tool does, but how to use them, how to use their tools. So it's called prompt engineering, and you can start, the small businesses can start by, or medium-sized businesses can start by using that, and later they can actually make their own model, which will be trained upon their data. But firstly, like I said, they need to be digitalized, mostly digitalized, so they can be learned upon and actually used in those analytics and analysis that can greatly improve or save time, or automate at the end of the day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how do you explain it everything, and as I said, it's such a huge topic, just to. But I think that we will have again like to talk about maybe on some topics. Maybe there will be an audience just to have something very specific. So what do you maybe do you have some for our audience, some kind of freebie or free consultation? I will put your links. I mean, you are present on LinkedIn,
Yeah,
as
I'm present on
people,
LinkedIn.
listeners can connect with you and Martin Potkonjak on LinkedIn. I
Yeah.
will put that. And do you have something for our listeners, like as a freebie or some gift or something like that? And also, what I asked always ask my guest speakers, what would be like a message for them, is to encourage them to start, if they wanted to change something either like in their business model, or they wanted to start business and now they can use AI, just like for our listeners to be impacted by this story today. That will be fantastic.
Yeah, so there's actually one thing I want to mention. Yeah, so currently I'm working in the Belgrade Technology Institute, but me and my friend, my best friend, are trying to establish one company that will be used for mostly software, but as well consulting, and yeah. Currently, I do offer a freebie, let's say a free consultation regarding their business, and maybe things that can be improved, or maybe some ideas that can be learned upon. So yeah, I can provide that, and I will gladly do that for your audience, for your friends. So yeah, you can contact me just like you said. Thank you. On my LinkedIn, it's called Martin Potkonjak. Maybe I can leave Instagram if someone from the audience uses it, but I mostly
I
do.
will put all information
Or even
about
email.
contact.
Yeah. So one thing I'd like to say to as well the public about AI, I think it's a great technology. I think everyone should be using it mostly. So for first of all, you can learn a lot of new things. You can get encouraged pretty easily. You can get motivation to do those things since there can be a lot of blocking factors when you start a business, when you try to tackle different problems that you face every day in your everyday processes, everyday activities, everyday tasks. And they can get you for example, get you back on track, let's say, or boost you in some way, give you motivation in some way, because you can pretty easily now be informed and stay in touch with the technology and the news that are going around. And since we live in a pretty fast environment, pretty fast-paced environment, we have to stay on track with the information as well, and the technologies, and educating people about these things is pretty important. And knowing about these kind of technologies and the features they can use is pretty important. So yeah, I would like to say that nobody should be scared of AI. They should try to use them in the most in the best way as they can, and try to explore, try to practice using different tools. AI, for the most part, it can be pretty creative as well. For example, you can create a lot of a lot of creative things. For example, I created a lot of books using AI with the covers, which can be later even copied and hard copied. So I mean, yeah, that's like one of my passion, because I do not know how to draw, so I created one drawing coloring book as well, and it's pretty amazing. So what are the things that can be learned and done with AI, not just for business, but for everyday activities. I'm not saying to use it every day in every second of your life, but some of the things can be pretty enhancing and pretty improving for your everyday life and business as well.
You know, as you mentioned, but this is a tool, such a great tool, but just don't forget that we need to use our brain, you know, like, because
Of
after
course.
everything what we do, we need to improve in terms to when we put some prompt, but just you can go and reword or see, you know, not just only put it up and that's it. But I think that we need, as you mentioned, to write a book. You can use it for everyday life, but just as idea, sometimes get a final like a finalizing product, like as you mentioned your book, so we can use it as much as we can. But
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, that's just like you said, our brain is at the end of the day most important, and if we're not using it, there's no benefit in the AI industry as well. So yeah, we should learn upon creating new prompts, think about those things, not just prompts. I mean, everyday life activities should be at least so far by now, and in the future still we need our brain. Yeah, you know. Yeah, so
yes, and
and
we
thankfully we need our brain. I
yeah,
mean,
we need our brain, and we don't need to give up. So if you not be afraid of AI,
yeah.
if you wanted to know more about AI, how to use it, how to prompt it, how to use for your life, for your business, please go ahead, connect with Martin. Martin can help you a lot, as he helped me, to be honest. So, and I'm super happy to have you, Martin, today as my special guest speaker. I really enjoyed having you and talking to you today on a show, and also it has been such a masterclass in some way. Thank you for sharing a lot of information, knowledge, and I really enjoyed, and I think that this episode will be so helpful to people or audience globally to understand more about AI. And don't be shy, don't afraid, because you can connect with Martin, and Martin can give you some free consultation and connect with him to get to know more about AI.
Thank you, Christina, as well, so much. I was really looking forward to this episode, and I'm really glad, and I'm really thankful for you inviting me and being a guest at your podcast. And hopefully, we will have a chance to collaborate and maybe do another podcast as well, or another episode as well. Yeah. So I'm really glad I had a chance to say a few words about the technology, and to spread some awareness as well. and to get to talk to you at the end of the day. Yeah, so
thank you so much, Martin. I really enjoy, and for our audience, just stay tuned in, and we will have Martin again, I think, to the end of this year. So we will create something, or if you have some questions, this episode will be on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, more than 20 platforms, I mean, and YouTube as well. So thank you so much, and see you very soon, and bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.